What is this? So Neeb is gonna proxy his first pylon and he's gonna go for some sort of a zealot rush, at least in the
Is it
yes.
a flower? Is it a flower?
It could very well. I don't know if he's gonna go for the 4 gate, but we'll see. Like sometimes they open up with 2 gates and then they do still take a cyber core at home, but this is 2 gateways already. No, 2 gateways and a forge. I mean, that's also a very solid way to start. Astrea's gonna scout this though, and then I truly wonder. Like Astrea should just full wall off, right? Is that a thing?
Yeah. You know, I guess theoretically though, you're gonna build the pylon over here anyways. You're gonna get up some cannons. Yeah, you just throw it. I would have loved if you thrown out the pylon 1 hex over to the right, because yeah, maybe there's a bit more potential for a surround if probes get pulled, but you prevent an easy wall off there. You can't just wall off with 1 building.
No. What was that? Oh no, this is a disaster. I had the feeling that Neeb thought he would be able to push his probe to the other side, but obviously that doesn't work if it's a wall off there, so the probe doesn't get pushed. This is very bad for Neeb, and Neeb is in all sorts of trouble.
This is so awkward. He's actually, well, here's the weird thing now, Kev, is that Astrea cancels the 4, so it cancels the full wall over here. He opens up a gap, and he's also gonna knock down part of the wall in over here for Neeb. If Neeb knew that this had happened, I think his zealots would already be moving in and he'd be trying to break through.
Okay, now we have 2 zealots against 1 zealot. Now we have one up, but the zealot is stuck, so there's still potential for Neeb. We have gone full NA in this game. I have no idea what's happening, but yeah, well, are we going to go for the cyber core, for the forge? Do we go for the gateway? What are we going to go for, Neeb?
I loved when he was going for the cyber core, even if it does have more hit points. We're going to see another probe over here for Neeb. He's going to get up a cannon.
And where is the zealot going to pop? Like, do we really pop the zealot on the right side of the gate? No way, right? No, so he's going to do it on the left. And do you now cancel your own forge? Astrea has no production. I actually think that Neeb could still win this game, which is a miracle.
100%, Kev. And now we end up seeing 2 zealots working away at that gateway. It's not going to be able to finish in time. That wall-in is going to get broken through, and there's not really a lot of space over here for Astrea to remake the wall. The cannon finishes.
No, Neeb, don't waste any time. Neeb needs to go to the high ground, seize the pylons here. I mean, this is actually going to be kind of difficult to break. Zealots have a lot of DPS. They're going to really go for it. 4th and 5th zealot. I think Neeb should move over this 1 zealot, but then I think maybe 2 zealots can fight this. Can he unpower all the cannons? I think he can, right? Yeah, I think the cannons are going to be unpowered. I think Neeb has done it.
Okay, he's going to depower both these cannons. He's going to go after the zealot. No, you have to send some of these zealots to kill off either the cannons or the pylon. The cannons going to get repowered over here. And this zealot holding strong, cutting down the surface area. Neeb, okay, it gets weird now, Kev, because there's a Stargate on the way, and Neeb knows there's a Stargate. He knows he has to be ready for the faster transition coming out there from Astrea.
I'm surprised that he didn't continue going there, because I think if you kill that first cannon, there is so much surface area on the second cannon, and it was so low in HP. I'm really surprised that he stopped fighting there.
I wouldn't have even minded if he'd also, you know, the pylon actually has a decent amount of area that it creates. Even a cannon on the low ground, you start knocking down the pylons on from the right-hand side. Now he's gonna have such a delayed gas geyser. Kev, every Protoss player that has been cannon rush knows the feeling where you just don't have your gas in, or sorry, any Protoss player that has cannon rush knows the feeling where you just don't have your gas geysers on time. Your opponent gets up a high-tech unit like a Void Ray, and you don't have any stalkers or anything that shoots up.
This was such a bizarre start. I don't even know where to start to describe this. Now, Astrea opens up with the Void Ray, which I think in a way is good news, because it takes a little while for this Void Ray to make its way to the other side of the map. What is Astrea going to do? Yeah, he's just going to expand. Now he's going to fly his Void Ray to the other side. What do you think Neeb should do? What is his tech building here? Like, do you make Stalkers? Okay, he is going to make Stalkers, because Astrea doesn't unpower the gates. What a bizarre start. Can we hold it home? Yeah, I guess we can, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have to make stalkers, right? If you don't make stalkers, then you actually just instantly die to the first Void Ray. The first Void Ray can just avoid any shield batteries or cannons that are there. This is one Void Ray gonna be able to deny a little bit. And yeah, Astrea just doesn't have to engage that cannon. He can just go after the cyber core.
Astrea made a big mistake on the top side of the map, because he actually activated prismatic alignment on both Void Rays, not only one. So this Void Ray was slowed down. Oh no, that's a very painful misclick, because now the Stalker's got so many free shots up on this thing that was move commanding. And Astrea, who wants to rely on these Void Rays, are kind of pressuring the main of Neeb with shield batteries probably as well. Losing one of the 2 Void Rays is an absolute disaster. Oh my goodness.
Neeb should still have a recall available. He's going to recall all 4 of those stalkers, but he loses the Cybercore. Oh, shield battery going to keep it alive.
Not.
So clutch. And now Astrea is going to have to cancel the shield batteries he's building, pull them further back. Neeb now going to be able to deny that as well. Oh my God, Neeb turned this game around.
I cannot believe it. Not once, but twice has Neeb completely turned this game upside down, as he's going to prevent this Void Ray rush from ever happening as well. Don't forget, we still have a couple of random zealots in the mix, but getting a cancel on that expand is so big. And now I also feel that these Void Rays, I don't want to say they're useless, but what are 2 random Voids going to do here when the Stalker count is going to get this high, and we've got cannons and batteries too? It's not the dream unit, Fear Dragon.
Yeah, here's the hope for Astrea right now. Neeb is moving out across the map with those stalkers and zealots to put more pressure on, and the Voiders just find an empty base with no recall available. And sees that that's not the case.
So this is Gateway Forge then as well?
Yeah, this has got to be.
Gate Forge? Oh my goodness. Man, the courage to do this in Game 7 of a Premier tournament is absolutely nuts. And Neeb is not going to see this immediately, but I think even if you scout this a bit later, it's not that bad. Neeb is checking his natural, doesn't see anything out of the ordinary. This is so risky, man, by Astrea. This is so risky. Oh, did he see the probe? He saw the probe.
Oh,
okay, I think Neeb knows something weird is up now.
Yeah, I think you should know actually exactly what this is. Kev, I want to say, as much as sometimes Neeb says he doesn't feel like he has a great cannon rush defense, I actually think he has a sick cannon rush defense a lot of the time. The Zealots, going to make things complicated, though.
Yeah, I mean, Neeb actually cancels his cyber cores. Wait, did he cancel his second gateway? No, he canceled the second gate to make sure that the units can go down to the low ground. I don't understand. Why is he not chrono boosting the Zealot? I guess he had no chrono boost available. First cannon is going up, but there's so much surface area on the cannon that I think the probes and
just 3.
Yeah, the Zealot will be fine.
Yeah, the three probes should be enough to actually cancel that. The probe is going to move up to the high ground, though, because that pylon is just not really getting attacked at all. And Neeb has that cannon up on the high ground. That's what he's really relying on over here.
Okay, Neeb needs to pull all the probes right now, because all you need to do is to prevent losing your own Zealot, losing your own probes, and prevent him from building cannons. But no, the Zealot, Neeb, what is that micro? I guess he kept his cannon sort of safe, but that was a very poor initial reaction by Neeb. No, and now he's forced to cancel his own cannon, but he's got another cannon going up behind this, and the second Zealot is almost out. Oh my goodness, that was very clumsy, but Neeb, I think, is still alive.
Neeb needs to start thinking about transition right now, Kev. I think he needs to start thinking about Cybercore, because even with the Zealots coming out, there are 2 cannons here, and Neeb at least has his own 2 Zealots. He needs to start thinking about how he's going to defend the long term, not just the short term now.
Yeah, and there are 4 Zealots in his main base as well, but the cannons are kind of covering the middle line to some degree. What a bizarre way to wrap up the DreamHack StarCraft 2 Masters NA. I can't believe what I'm seeing.
But Kev, I'm still really worried because Neeb, again, you look at the Cybercore timing there for Astrea, and he's gonna actually have a finished up Cybercore now. He's throwing out another pylon aggressively over here because the Zealots are gonna cover it. This is actually so crazy because Neeb doesn't have a good way to respond to this with no gateways being made right now. Oh no.
No, I don't know what Neeb is supposed to do. He's supposed to take a fight against like 6 Zealots and cannons going up behind his mineral line. Like, I don't know how you ever fight that. 1 Zealot does fall. Neeb is trying to get a few more swipes off. Why didn't he get any batteries? I feel like Neeb could have maybe built a battery or 2. He's almost too late. These cannons are gonna go up, and Neeb is in so much trouble. So much trouble.
I think Astrea has actually done it. He's found the sickest position. The cannon rush protected by these overwhelming numbers of Zealots. A pylon is going to go down. I don't think that was the only pylon that's going to power the Robo. Oh my God, it's out of range.
But I think even if that Robo is out, the cannons are up behind the mineral line. Neeb has no income at this point. He might be able to get 1 Immortal. What's fly block? Okay, I don't know what happened there, but...
Oh...
I don't know if that Robo is ever going to pop, but even if it does pop, Neeb is losing so much mining time here.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have enough to get up the Warp Prism, which I feel like would have been the other saving grace here. If you get up a Warp Prism and an Immortal, you can actually turn this into the sickest, weirdest base trade of all time, but if you don't have that, I don't know that you can make it work.
All right, the probes are being pulled right now. They're going to try to protect this robotics facility to make this Immortal pop. And the Immortal might pop, but that's not going to change the fact that this Nexus is going to go down. There's no way this Immortal kills all 3 cannons before the Nexus falls. And Neeb is forced to tap out. Astrea with the cannon rush in Game 7.
What is this? Is he just scouting? He was scouting initially. Now it looks like he might go for a hatch block. Denver, don't do this to my heart. Ah, I love it, man. I've waited for this moment where this becomes sort of a staple for so many years, Ben. Or it usually isn't an aggressive forward hatchery. So yeah, anything can happen is the thing. It really comes down to how the Terran reacts to this, and this is what I love about this opening is, you know, each player reacts differently, more or less.
Like, so how do you feel about like him making the Reaper and then popping it in the bunker like this?
One of the worst responses, Ben, honestly.
Yes.
And
okay.
Yeah.
I'm a bit surprised. Are you surprised that he leaves the hatchery to finish here, or?
Perfect. It's perfect.
Okay, so like that Reaper, obviously it builds a lot slower than Marines. It deals kind of less damage than Marines, so having it in the bunker, it's not doing its job of scouting to make sure that he's safe and like, you know, what is the follow-up from Denver? So Denver, he's probably like, well, I just thrown up like a madman now, right?
Yeah, but it's beautiful because, go on.
Oh, I was just looking at the building, like the production building. So Clem's actually going for a second barracks here, which is kind of like a bit of an old school 2-1-1 kind of.
Yeah, that is one of the better responses follow-ups in my opinion. But this queen is guaranteed to make it out. Oh, the links from Denver are mistimed though. And so they're gonna pop a little bit late, but still enough for the queen to get down the creep tumor, and this is already amazing damage. Like you were saying, why is the Reaper not the best response? Because it deals less damage than Marines, it costs more, and it takes more production time, which means basically the queen always gets out. If he had moved across the map with the Reaper, I would not have minded that because the pool was gonna be a little bit late. But as it stands, Denver with a phenomenal start. This is the dream for this build, and it is the kind of thing that happens pretty often with this build. Not the best position for a creep tumor, but you know, I'm really picky because I've been doing this for 7 years or something. So
yeah, I'm really excited. I love the fact that Denver chose to do this kind of thing in such a high stakes situation, because I do think like mechanically he's great, and using a scan here to clean this up, like I mean you had to use a scan to clean up, but
yeah.
this is definitely a decent start for Denver, I'd say. And like the worker count, the drone count, he's feeling really good behind all this.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the mass production of Lings right now? Is that just to feel safe behind doing all this kind of already indirect damage?
I think he needs to attack with them. I think it's completely unnecessary. I think that maybe he's doing what maybe Cyril was doing. I'm not sure because Cyril did this build. And Denver also took the gas very early like Cyril did. I've been talking to Cyril a little bit about this, and I think we agree that the gas could be delayed a little bit. Like if you look at what Denver has right now, he could just have more drones. He has link speed, but there's not really anything that Clem can do for a little while. So this links could have been delayed a bunch. Since he's making so much, it has to go out and attack with them, and this could still be pretty good.
Yeah, like he's producing a lot of lings right now. Like,
oh yeah,
if I wasn't mistaken, I'd be like, okay,
oh, this is gonna work.
He's planning like an all-in, right?
Absolutely, and I think it's gonna work. You know why, Ben? Because one thing that Denver is accounting for, oh, that's a lot of pains, is the fact that Clem was making one Marine at a time. When you're making one Marine at a time, there's not a reactor. What is the counter to this, Ben? Well, Hellions. There's not going to be reactored Hellions. There's 3 Hellions, but that's not many Hellions.
Oh,
and I think Denver's going to take it right here.
But Clem, I mean, he saw that there was no works there, but the Balings, they're getting so close to these Marines, and Stim isn't done. Being completed. The SVs are running, they blow up, and GG, Denver ties up the series just like that. And we're already starting things off a bit spicy here, Nate. It's going to be a proxy, by the looks of it, 3 racks to get things going. And you know what? I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. I actually have seen a lot less of this recently, which is kind of unusual considering that we never see this strategy lose in tournaments, you know?
Yeah, you know, I really like how Cyril deals with this. I don't know exactly what Scarlett will end up doing 100%, if it's going to be quick into that Roach Warren, but I love the way that Cyril does that, because Cyril will almost always just say, hey, you can kill my natural. And I use Cyril as a gold standard for this because I actually have not seen him. If he's lost to this in a tournament match, I don't think I've ever actually seen it. I must have missed it somehow, because there are players who respond to this very well. I like the idea of going right for the Ravagers, or at least the Roaches, and then Ravagers ideally after that. But there's, you know, a great amount of punishment that you can do to a Terran if you get up to that position quickly enough, since she did scout it. And we're going to see that natural go down most likely. I don't think the Queen will get caught either. So Scarlett gets to keep pretty much everything from here. Going to build 2 of the roaches in that natural. But how are we feeling about this one so far, Ben?
The fact that Scarlett's remained so calm, very decisive, and hasn't panicked at all, that scares me for future. These 2 bunkers that are filled up, though, like, I don't know whether Scarlett knew it was going to be 3 barracks exactly. Oh, keeping that roach alive. I mean, the hatchery does fall, but that was kind of intended. This is how the game's planned out to go. And I mean, future behind this, economically, he's actually behind. So he had to do something like this. He starts his 2 gases now. And he is going to be able to hold this for quite some time by the looks of it, but 4 Ravagers on the way.
And the Ravagers, of course, with the bile, you can try to hit the SVs that are coming. They can fight against Marines generally okay. Being on the low ground like this still feels really risky. One of the Ravagers die. A couple of the Marines get picked off, but not really a lot of them. And this contain does feel a bit awkward. I'm surprised there's not more attempted usage of the high ground for these bile placements.
One super crazy thing for me is I'm pretty sure, like, those Ravagers, can they not kind of hit the bunker from the high ground? At least one of them at a time?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, there's no floating barracks to give vision up here. You know, let the healthy Ravager be the first one to run forward, but it looks like the top side of that ramp is actually safe to go up. So that's why I'm a little bit confused. I'm completely with you, Ben. And what the hell is Well, you know what? I feel like I'm watching Roddy on the evening of the finals when we're done with the event. He's going all in, Ben. He's going all in.
This is super all in. It's kind of all in that you don't see often. But Scarlett's also going all in against these bunkers. And they are just about falling here, but not without losses. Every Ravager going down. That Marine count absolutely savaged as well. This game just went full NA.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better myself. We've got Marauders with concussive shell now, and there's certainly very few players that would try to play a game like this. And there you go. You tag that Ravager with the concussive. It is super dead, and this only gets more difficult, I guess. I don't know. Like, as long as you don't die, the Terran is still committed like an insane amount. Okay, the Biles aren't going to land. Queens aren't armored, so they don't take bonus damage. The Marauders take a little while to kill them. And same thing with the Ravagers, actually. They're not armored either. So they both kind of can take some hits, but the Ravagers a lot less health, and it is going to get picked off. What a very, very awkward situation. And then, of course, if you have a regular Roach, Marauders, they are not going to be scared of those, because those are armored, and them grenade shots do a lot of damage.
They certainly do. Drones being pulled here. So it's 33 supply for future. Scarlett's actually trying to take a 3rd hatch with all of this at the same time.
I love
Skims
it.
being upgraded for future as well. This is ridiculous. What's going on here?
Well, this everybody that was memeing in the chat about the NA, congratulations. You were aware of the obvious. We were going to have some shenaniganery, a little bit of a fiesta. A little bit of a fiesta going on here. Oh, nope. All right, yep, full straight. All right, it's a full clown fiesta now. There you go. It happened. We have the boys being pulled off of it. What is this 8-9 Marauder all in now with Stim halfway done? Not even gonna wait for that. You don't need that. You could probably cancel Stim and get another Marauder maybe, but that's not necessary either, it seems.
Scarlett's in the worst position against this possible, though. Like, if she could have moved up a ramp and bought time, that would have been great, but she moved behind a hatchery. Transfusions are really good. She's pulling her own drones now. Their units move a lot faster on the creep, but the Biles, they're behind the units and they're not retreating, but I think she's done it regardless. This little rush from Future did not succeed.